you call that person? The detective.
Detective.
The lead detective.
The lead detective had on a fur coat. She wasn't getting too dirty.
She was bossy, wasn't she?
That's what
She
detectives
was like, come forward. Do the right thing. She was like auntie investigator.
Why the hell would he do that?
Right. Yeah. Come forward. Do the right thing. I'm mad that the business next door was seafood and subs. What kind of establishment?
I'm just mad at how people are just like blowing this stereotype out of proportion. Then you wonder why they got, all these stereotypes about black people loving chicken.
Well, apparently everybody loves chicken.
Everybody loves chicken.
Everybody does, exactly. Just like Jim Gaffigan, he says.
Everybody loves fried chicken.
He says, yeah, cops love donuts. You know who else loves donuts? Everybody. You ever met anybody who didn't love donuts?
No.
Right.
Because they're in jail.
Weirdos. That's my new crazy test.
That's one thing I like about living in LA, because I can get Korean fried chicken, get Japanese fried chicken. I'm going to get some for Japanese fried chicken tomorrow, actually.
So in other food-related news, Amazon Fresh is now free for Prime members, as it should be. Mm-hmm. As it should be. I remember when Prime first came out, I was appalled that there was an extra charge for it. So I've never, ever used it. So I'll be using it soon for the first time, since I've been a Prime member since like the giddy up. But I remember talking to the person. I was like, so I have a yearly membership.
Right.
So that I don't have to pay for shipping, but I have to pay for shipping for this? Like, why? I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not cool. And they finally saw it my way. It only took them, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years.
Wow.
How long has Fresh been around?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, so.
Since they bought Whole Foods.
No, they had it before Whole Foods.
Right, but I'm just saying, that was the beginning of the merging into all that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They just took it to the box stores and just made it.
I got to figure out how to use my Prime membership at Whole Foods. I don't go there a whole lot. Actually, my wife goes there more. But there's like certain advantages you get there. There's certain deals, and I think they're like maybe faster checkout and different things.
Well,
or whatever.
you know what? I tried that at first, and then you have to have the app, the Whole Food app.
Okay.
And I was like, that was the thing. I was like, oh my god, another app.
Right.
And I was like, I don't come here that often. I don't know if I want to.
They should fix it so that you could do it from your Amazon app.
Yeah, exactly. I'm coming in.
Yeah.
I'm here. This is my.
Maybe they've changed it. I'm talking about a couple of years ago. Since I did that.
Yeah, I canceled my Amazon Prime account because I felt like I wasn't using it enough to pay the fee.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, I would do this. Like,
it is one of those things that if it only, well, like most things, even Costco, we dropped our Costco because we're like, it's only 3 of us. Mm-hmm. We really can't buy that many things in bulk. Things will spoil before, we just don't need it. We don't need to go to Costco. It's just not practical. So we kind of just dropped it. And then we do. We know enough people that we can kind of go. But then I told you guys about the loophole for Costco, right?
Yeah.
Right.
On Instacart. Yeah. So now I don't even need it. I just maybe get Instacart once a month from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
My Prime membership, though, is totally worth it.
Mine too.
I mean, I get everything shipped.
Yeah.
I just needed some hangers. I just had them shipped.
We've had several of my dad's, girls who help him out, his caregivers, say, you guys order more stuff than any family I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
So yeah, we order a lot.
Plus the streaming.
Right.
Is also, I feel like I get my money's worth out of that.
Yep.
Those 2 things alone. I mean, the shipping alone
definitely gotten better.
Like, it pays for itself with the shipping.
It does.
Yeah. See, I wasn't ordering after I gotten all my furniture because that's when I had originally signed up for Prime so I could use the free shipping on my furniture when I was remodeling and stuff. And then after that, I hadn't used it since.
Well, that's because you got your own stuff that you do the way you do.
That's
you
true.
could do. You and
That's
I could
true.
switch segments. Because you got your own broke ass hacks.
Oh.
No, she does. She told me like when I moved to that neighborhood, she's like, "This is where I go buy my laundry detergent, and this is where I do this."
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so true. Oh.
Well, see, me.
This is where the cheap cleaners is at.
If I were single, I would probably use it even more than I already do because I wouldn't have my wife to go with, grocery shopping and stuff with me. So I would probably order even more things.
I just had my groceries delivered.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm with you. Yeah. It's just convenient. And
it
easy.
is. It is.
So I have a lot of things shipped.
Yeah.
And I ship a lot of things also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to pay for the shipping. Like if I see all my relatives that I grew up with live in other places. My mom, my sister, my brother, my nephews, my nieces. So I use Amazon Prime. Love it.
Wait.
Right.
I didn't know you can ship things using Prime?
Yeah.
I did not know that. All this time we ship a lot of stuff too. How does that work?
I buy it on Prime. I have it shipped to my mom.
Oh, you talking about? Okay, yeah. Okay, right. I thought you meant like you have something that you want to ship to somebody.
Oh no,
and you can.
No.
Okay,
no.
Yeah. I do that. I do that too.
I mean that's how I'm gonna get. I can't get a Lego set and drive it to Chicago.
Right.
Or I can get it and then mail it back to Chicago.
Yeah. No, right. Exactly. So okay, we've talked about crows a number of times on this show. But we have a new article, and it says, crows, are they scary or just scary smart? Probably both.
Yeah. I was like, what's the difference?
A little from column B. Well, I think that you're right, because that's what scares human beings about them, is that they seem a little too smart for their own good.
Right?
And they're big.
Yeah.
And they're big.
Loud.
I just saw
there you have it.
Recently on that show called 911, they did an episode where some kids were messing with some crows, and the crows attacked them and it followed them and did all these different things, smart things, whatever. And of course, like one firefighter happened to, of course it was the woman, when they happened to know something about crows and explained that they weren't crazy, that they're really that smart and can and will do those type of things. In fact, when the kids said that they didn't do anything and the crows attacked them out of nowhere, she was like, "You mean they attacked you out of nowhere? It didn't have anything to do with the rocks that you were throwing at them?"
Right. Right.
But it was just funny that I was like, it was one of those things that they actually got right, because a lot of times writers just be writing out their ass, but they actually got everything right with the crows, and it was either right before or right after Pip posted this article. Wow. So I was like, oh, the timing was pretty good on that. But in any case, this is stuff that I don't know if we talked about all of this on the show or not. There's stuff that I have already learned about crows because I'm kind of fascinated by them. And it started off with, I don't know if I told this story to you guys about when I was a kid, I got kind of attacked by a crow, like over the span of like a week, the same crow.
No.
Yeah. So what happened was I had put some grass seeds out on our front lawn when we lived in Carson to try to,
get the
grass to grow, right? And the crow had landed and was eating the seeds. So I tried to shoo him away, and he wouldn't go. So I took the water hose and I just sprayed a little water at him. He flew away. I didn't like try to dog him. I didn't try to drench him.
Better than me.
I just did a little water, kind of shoot him away with the water. You know what I mean? But he still got pissed off about it. I turned because he went and I saw him. He flew right up on the telephone wires or whatever those wires are above the house, and he just stood there. He wasn't with any friends. It was just him. And I didn't think anything of it. And this was back in the 80s, long before we knew how smart crows were. And I turned off the water hose and I went on to school. And as I went to school, homeboy kept dive bombing on me and squawking.
Wow.
Trying to attack me, right? And he did this, and he would do that, and he would swoop down, and then he'd go back up to a wire or whatever. He let me walk a little bit more distance, and then he would do the same thing. And he did that. He would do that not all the way to school, probably half the way to school. My school wasn't that far because it was elementary school. You know how they're not that far away. So he would do it for like about a block or two. And then he would do it on my way home. And he did that for like 3 days before he left me alone.
Wow.
Petty
as fuck. I'm like,
petty as hell.
You were the one eating my grass seeds. You started it.
Wow. Wow.
But
go water on me,
right?
Gonna get water on me?
How dare you?
Get my hair wet,
Right? My feathers wet.
An angry black woman.
Oh yeah. Crows are angry black women. Yes. I'm here for that.
Is hilarious.
I'm here for that. Crows are angry black women. Yes, they are. Yes, a group of them is a murder. Yes, that's what. Yes.
Oh my God,
don't want to get their hair wet. Yes. Oh.
That's all I keep thinking is Dino tried to wet the black woman's
hair. You know what I'm saying? And she
would not let that shit die.
Nope. 2 times a day. It probably would have did it more, but I would only go out to go to school and come home from school, and she'd be there waiting for me.
That crow's like, you know what? I was getting ready to leave. I was getting ready to leave on my own. I was getting ready to leave on my own. You didn't have to put out the water.
Like the grass seeds weren't that good. I've had better. These cheap ass grass seeds. You know you got the cheapest ones at Home Depot anyway. You should have went to Lowe's like the rich people do. Got the good grass seeds.
All you had to do was say leave.
Right?
You didn't have to put, I just got my hair done.
Right?
I just got my feathers washed.
Right? I didn't even say nothing when you had to rake. I ain't say nothing.
Right?
I ain't say nothing about the rake.
I wasn't even doing nothing. You put the seeds down.
Oh my God. So yeah, that's one of the things that they were saying that sets them apart is the fact that they have memories and they can actually memorize human faces. They've had to resort to wearing masks so that when they're doing studies, because sometimes they do things that they don't hurt the birds, but they might do negative things to the birds, in their studies. But the birds would remember them and attack them when they're going home and stuff. So the scientists started wearing masks.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And they don't really take into account body shape or anything like that. So anybody can wear the same mask, but if I got on Richard Nixon and I do something to a crow, and then Didi, you come back tomorrow wearing that Richard Nixon mask, then they gonna attack you because they're gonna think you're the same person. So that's how good they. And they did something where they turned the mask upside down, and they said they could see that the birds were a little confused for a minute, and then he turned his head upside down and then recognized.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's how smart they are. And another thing that sets them apart, they are the only animal in the wild. Even primates don't do this. Other than humans. Humans did this back when we were in the wild.
They could start fires?
No, not start fires. That would be, oh my God, that would be too awesome. But we are the only ones that learned how to manipulate fire. But in addition to that, there's this other thing that we were the only animals that did. They not just use tools, because other animals use tools. Primates use tools. But they make tools.
Wow.
They make tools.
Wow.
They will take a stick or something or a twig, and they will curve it and shape it into the fashion it into the form that they need to get the food or whatever they're trying to accomplish. They're the only animals that do that.
Wow. I'm about to curve this stick
in the wild. Primates have learned how to do it in captivity, but not in the wild. In the wild, they'll pick up a stick or a rock and they'll use it as a tool, but they don't make tools except for in captivity.
Look how smart they are.
Yeah.
Maybe they are black women.
Detectives.
Blackbird magic.
Hello. Y'all better recognize.
Yeah, and they can talk too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, mimic.
They mimic.
Yeah, they can mimic.
That is the weirdest thing about them. Because they mimic the sounds that they hear. So they'll mimic that. I used to have crows in my own neighborhood that would mimic the ice cream truck, mimic the sound of our gate. When the gate would open and close. The sound. It was weird.
Would you imagine a crow that really was mean, follow you, to attack you, and they just was going get off of me, get off of me, get off of me, get off of me.
Right. Stop it, stop.
And they actually communicate with each other. They tell, for example, you'll go back to that Richard Nixon mask, right? Other crows that were not there to see that Richard Nixon mask, when you come back another day, when they see that Richard Nixon mask, they will react the same way as the other crows because the other crows told them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go, y'all.
That's the final proof that they are black women.
They have funerals for their dead. They
That's amazing.
Yeah, they also if the way they associate danger, like if a crow if they see a dead crow and they don't know why it's dead, but then they say if they see Dee Dee walking around with a dead crow, they'll just assume that Dee Dee killed it.